Lewis Hamilton and Sebastian Vettel message sent to Max Verstappen by Red Bull boss. Red Bull were plagued by their cars not finishing several races throughout this season. In contrast, title challengers Hamilton and Vettel drove through the checkered flag at 20 of their 21 outings. Hamilton won his 5th Drivers' Championship this season as he beat Ferrari's Vettel by 88 points. But Red Bull are hoping to make the 2019 season a 3-horse race after switching engine suppliers from Renault to Honda. Renault were to blame for about half of Red Bull's DNFs in 2018, but Horner hopes the manufacturer change, along with Verstappen's newly found maturity, will serve them well. Lewis Hamilton had 1 DNF this year, likewise with Sebastian, Horner said. That's the rate we have to be aiming to achieve. Reliability isn't something we've had. We've had 11 or 12 retirements this year. That's been our biggest Achilles heel. Horner is glad to see Red Bull heading in the right direction. But there is still some way to go to catch Mercedes and Ferrari. The trajectory is going the right way, he added. It's always easy to say ifs, buts and maybes, but if there'd have been another 40 kW in the back of the car, the season could have looked quite different. When you look at the other users with the same engine, there is a world of difference. Related articles. Lewis Hamilton, F1 pundit hits back at Max Verstappen's dad over Mercedes title jibe. Hamilton cruised to an 11th win of the year in Abu Dhabi a week ago to conclude the 2018 season, finishing 88 points ahead of runner-up Sebastian Vettel of Ferrari. The 5-time world champion had a stellar season despite, at the halfway mark, having looked likely to face major competition from Vettel. The Mercedes star pulled away in the second half of the year as the Silver Arrows secured double titles for the 5th successive season. But Joes declared that son Max and his Red Bull might have posed a strong test had his car been on level pegging with the Brits package, calling it a bit more convenient for Hamilton when he starts regularly from pole. He said, Max was forced to make a number of moves, in Abu Dhabi, for him to be able to get 3rd place. Looking at Hamilton, he starts from pole and then wins the race. You don't need to take such risks. Then it's easily said that you are the better driver. For sure he also has the better car. Yet former driver and Sky Sports F1 pundit Martin Brundle insists such criticism is not conclusive, because Hamilton has seen off the competition of his teammates in the same car. The only year in the last 5 in which Hamilton failed to finish as no one was in 2016, when he finished 5 points behind Nico Rosberg after a tense rivalry with the German. Brundle. Lewis has been outstanding this year, and it does, in fact, appear that he keeps getting even better. He's aced the crossover between experience, speed, fitness, bravery, technical knowledge, patience and politics. The right man won the championship. People say he's got the best car, but then so has Valtteri Bottas and so did Nico Rosberg. Lewis remains the man to beat. Speaking to both Hamilton and Vettel, believe Verstappen will be in title contention in 2019. Hamilton said, Max has been driving very well throughout the year and has shown his consistency and has been up here many times with us. So, if his team does the job and delivers a platform with which he can compete even closer with us, then of course he'll be in the fight. And Vettel, who won 4 straight championships with Red Bull between 2010 and 2013, added, I think he's got all the ingredients. There's a couple of guys out there who have these qualities and Max is certainly one of them. I also remember from my time, it's important to have a competitive package throughout the season and Red Bull are certainly very Very strong. I think they put more performance to their car than any other team across the year, so obviously that allowed them to be very competitive. Max and Daniel Ricciardo have proven that they can be very, very quick and very consistent, so I'm sure we will see more of him. Next news, Abu Dhabi GP, Hamilton triumphs at season finale. Lewis Hamilton has taken the victory at the Abu Dhabi Grand Prix, finishing 2.5 seconds ahead of second-placed Sebastian Vettel. The Briton converted his pole position from Saturday into his 73rd career win, rounding off his record-breaking season in style. Hamilton's race strategy looked questionable early on in the race when Mercedes called the 33-year-old in for an early pit stop. The team jumped on a virtual safety car that was deployed after Kimi Räikkönen stopped on the start, finished straight with a mechanical issue. The VSC, which was called for on lap 7, was the second time it was deployed after a major shunt for Nico Hülkenberg and Romain Grosjean on lap 1 at turn 9. As they went side by side into the corner, contact was made, resulting in the Renault flipping upside down, coming to rest on the barriers. Hülkenberg was taken to the medical center but was cleared and deemed uninjured. Marcus Ericsson, Esteban Ocon and Pierre Gasly all retired in their last races with Sauber, Force India and Toro Rosso respectively. Sebastian Vettel crossed the line in second place, passing Valtteri Bottas on lap 35. Both drivers pitted on lap 16 and 17, which benefited Hamilton, who wouldn't have to fend off his rivals towards the end of the race on much older tires. Bottas locked up several times throughout the race, making a mistake to invite Vettel past. The Finn made contact with Max Verstappen as they battled for the final spot on the podium on lap 38. Daniel Ricciardo, in his final race for Red Bull, soon found his way past the Mercedes driver also. Ricciardo led the race for a number of laps, extending his stint on the ultra-soft compound. However, he couldn't pass his teammate towards the end of the race for the final spot on the podium and had to settle for fourth place. Carlos Sainz managed to come home in sixth place for Renault, ahead of the Sauber of Charles Leclerc. Sauber failed to beat Force India in the constructors' standings after Sergio Perez finished in 8th place, 0.4 seconds behind the Monegasque driver. Haas ended the season on a high, with Romain Grosjean beating teammate Magnussen to 9th place. In his final race in Formula 1, Fernando Alonso crossed the line in 11th place, just outside the points, but received the Driver of the Day award. Next news, Perez admits Ocon relationship was never great. Sergio Perez says that his relationship with Esteban Ocon was never great throughout their 2 years together at Force India. Ocon joined the Silverstone outfit in 2017, replacing Nico Hülkenberg, who left for Renault. Their maiden year as teammates was a tough one, with the pair coming together on track a number of times. Tensions started to rise in Canada of 2017. Where Perez refused to let Ocon by for a chance to attack Ricciardo for a podium finish. Later in the season, they made contact in Baku, before coming together twice at the circuit Spa-Francorchamps. Earlier this year in Singapore, the two clashed on the opening lap in Singapore, sending Ocon into the barrier and out of the race. Ocon has now left Force India, having been replaced by Lance Stroll. When asked what their relationship was like with the Frenchman over the past 2 years, Perez replied, "To be honest, it was never great, the greatest one. We are both very professional, we don't spend a lot of time out of the car. so it was quite very flat. I'll say that with my past teammates, there was more of an outside relationship. I've had it before, with Hülkenberg. It's always hard, we are so competitive, and also when you are not teammates anymore, the relationship all of a sudden gets a bit better. There are drivers that cannot separate what is racing and outside of the car. Everyone is different. Speaking about his new teammate Stroll, Perez said, "I don't know him much as a driver. In Formula 1, it's so difficult to prepare, to know a driver from another team. 95% of your results is done by the car." He certainly had a poor season down to his car. I think Williams had a lot of trouble. But the kid definitely has talent. He's been on the podium, when it's wet, he's always up there, and I think he's coming to a great team with one of the best engineers in the world. I think he will be in great hands to deliver his full potential. Thank you for watching the video. Be sure to share and subscribe to your channel to get the latest sports news around the world. Wished health and success. Goodbye.